about the importance of gardens, and we'll be sharing lots of blogs and tips and videos and podcasts, and we'll be filming live from our garden. So do keep an eye on our Lancashire Wildlife Trust Facebook page for all of that. So you should just be able to find us quite easily on Facebook. Hopefully, if you just type in Lancashire Wildlife Trust, we'll be there and you'll be able to keep up with everything going on. But you can also download a free My Wild Garden booklet to get yourself started on your own wildlife gardening project. And that's available on our website if you go to www.lancswt.org.uk. So I will hand over to Hilary now to just do some very quick housekeeping, and then we'll get stuck into lots of crafty activities.
Hi everyone, welcome to the event. If you'd like to pop in the chat whether you came to our last Play Wild event or not, and also where you're joining us from, that'd be really nice because it's always interesting for us to know where everyone is. Just a few housekeeping points. As Ellie said, this session is going to be recorded, so you can catch up with it later. Also, all your cameras are off throughout the event, and also your videos, the sound is off. So don't worry if you have to either make a noise or something happens behind you. We won't actually be seeing it on our cameras, or no one else will be either. We're delighted this morning, really pleased to welcome Lesley Martin here, who's a really experienced environmental play practitioner. She's been inspiring and engaging children and young people for years, and she's joining us here today from free range classrooms. So I think without further ado, Lesley, I'll just hand over to you. Okay.
Thanks very much. Thanks for that introduction, Hilary, and welcome to everybody who's here. Today we've got half an hour, so we've got a short time, but I'm going to be showing you and talking about little things that will help you add to your walks or even your little trip around your garden. Just little activities specifically aimed at children, to sort of break up the time when you're out. So rather than just, sometimes I spot people just walking and they're not really sure what to do next with their children that are racing about. So, which is great. It's great to race about, but sometimes it's nice to just do a few activities along the way. So that's what these are for. And I think I'll just go straight into, we'll talk about quickly. We're going to make a little mini garden, or I'll show you how to do it. Some of you may already know about miniature gardens because it links to the Wildlife Trust's events. But firstly, I would say just be careful what you pick. If you don't know what things are out and about, make sure basically make sure you know what a nettle or a bramble, a prickly thing is, and don't let small people pick those. And also just be careful to take small amounts of what we're finding. We try and use things that are common. Obviously we're not going to pick orchids or anything like that, and we try and pick small amounts so we're not having a huge impact on the environment. So moving on. Last week, it was about a month ago now, wasn't it? Last time, so a month ago, outdoors was not quite as advanced as it is now regarding growth. So in April, and then now carrying on through spring and summer, we've got more scope really because there's more plants and flowers about to use. So I'm going to just move straight on to making a mini wildlife garden. All you need for this is you can either take a paper plate with you when you go out, or you can have like a Tupperware. Let me just move there we go. It's probably best if can everybody see that? Is that okay? That doesn't look very appetizing, does it? So this is like a little Tupperware thing, and
obviously it's got a lid, and you could take it out with you, just put it in a bag. I usually take a little bag with me with all sorts of bits and pieces in it when I'm out and about, particularly with my granddaughter. I'll spend the whole afternoon out, and this is one of the things we do. So if you've got your Tupperware container, you can then cover it up with the lid and then bring it home with you. Or you might want to do this in your garden and just have it in your house to show off to your neighbours. Anyway, so this is just compost or soil just popped into the Tupperware container, and I've found some moss. Can you see that?
Oh yes, lovely.
It's all right, that, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I found that on some dead bark, so I shall resurrect this later. It just needs a bit of watering and putting back out. So yeah, so that's going to go as the bank. I've made a bit of shape in this so that it's got like some height there, and then I found look a bit like the little trees.
Yeah.
Pop them in. What else have I got in my? So you could collect your bits in an old cup. Oh, I've got some pebbles to make the mountains at the top here, maybe.
Yeah.
Or this could be Hardcastle crags or something like that.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the mountains of Manchester here.
Oh, watch out.
Yeah.
And I've got some more of these little trees. Pop those in. So you just, and I bet this is some rosemary actually from my garden. Put that in. Is everybody all right? Can you see what I'm up to here?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're just kind of creating your kind of ideal wildlife garden, is that?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, we've got some greenery and we've got some, I mean, it's kind of, I'm working on the basis that the rocks are supposed to be quite mountainous.
Yeah.
So we're actually talking about making a nature reserve. Let's go bigger.
Yeah, yeah. Although of course you can make your garden into a nature reserve, can't you?
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Hilary, what would you put in your garden if you were creating? You could start from scratch. And
I'd have a river running through it.
Oh,
well, here we go.
And a waterfall.
Oh,
yeah, and I'd have trees and bushes and logs and dead trees, because rotting wood's very good, isn't it? For all sorts of creepy crawlies, I think. But I am a bit water water obsessed. Ponds, rivers,
I've put you a river there, Hilary. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. Perfect.
So that's just a bit of tinfoil you might have in your bag with you, or you'll have, obviously in your house if you're making these in your garden. And I've also was thinking that this is, only to remind me, this is dill. These are dill seeds. But if you get some cress seeds, so I've left a little space here. I might just plant a few cress seeds here just to create a forest.
Oh, very lovely.
You know, the cress that you put on, I don't know, cheese, whatever, sandwiches.
Yeah, egg and cress.
Egg and cress, that's the one. Yeah. So you could plant your cress in, in areas as well.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Is everybody happy with that?
That looks fantastic. Yeah, really good.
All these things that I'm right, okay. All these things that I'm doing with you, I'm kind of rushing through them so that you get as much input as possible, and hopefully when you do them you can spend a lot more time and thought, and you'll be creating things that are much better than I'm doing here at the moment. I'm just kind of whizzing through. So so that's your wildlife garden or nature reserve in a tub.
The next thing was I was going to do, we'll keep on the tinfoil theme, I think. Textured art, we call it. Let me just get this, all the bits down to show you. So, can you see any textures on there? Apart, hopefully you can. There is some.
Yeah, I
Yes,
can.
it looks lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like fish scales.
Yeah, they're
Mm.
like natural textures. And again, people will kind of understand or know, they will have maybe done this before. It's great again to have in your bag when you do, so like when you've done bark rubbings, it's a bit like the old-fashioned bark rubbings, basically. So I just take a piece of tin foil in my bag and a piece of card for the backing of it, and we just wander around. Let me just move this down again. As we're on our walk, we're finding textures that we like the look of, or we might just stop at a tree and go, oh, hang on, that tree's got some lovely textures on it. So yeah, it's nice, that piece, isn't it?
Yes.
Anyway, so I might just have a little like that. So you've got that shape there. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I might do a leaf. These leaves are great, actually. Can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah, that's really coming through, isn't it? Wow.
Oh, that's brilliant.
They're really effective.
So pretty.
That's what you kind of need, is a leaf that's got lots, its veins are very structured.
Yeah, lots of ribby bits.
Yeah.
Ribby bits, that's it.
Yeah.
So you can have a go and try, different textures. Oh, I've got this bit of coral here that I found in my house, so I'll see what happens with this. You can actually turn these into like birthday cards, or I've done that before. Is that, there you go, look, you've got some bobbly bits there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that, and I love the idea of turning them into cards and things for people, because it's a bit different. I've never seen something like that before, but it's so beautiful.
Yeah, well, it works. It's just a nice simple. Oh, I've got a spider here. Oh dear. Off you go. It's just, so what I do now is, like with the card, just fold it round the back of the card like this.
Yeah.
That keeps it in place.
Yeah.
If you got it in a bag, it's going to get all crumpled up. But if you wrap it round the card, it'll stay alive until you get home.
Brilliant.
So that's your textured art.
That's great.
I love that.
Good.
I love that.
Good. So that's that, and I'm just moving bits and pieces away now. What time we've got? Smelly cocktails. Who fancies doing a smelly cocktail? So we all know that cocktails are like a mixture of things that you stir up and shake up, and they're nice to drink. And we don't have to have alcoholic cocktails. We've got like fruit cocktails and what have you. Well, this is different. This is a cocktail for your nose. So all you need, we've talked about in the past session, we talked about having like recycled picnic cups with you, or I use a lot of the time, if I have a coffee, I bring the cup home and I use it to, you know, store stuff in or use for this kind of thing. So this is an old picnic cup. And I take these out with me. And Smelly Cocktails are all about what things obviously smell like. And let me just twist this down again. So you can make these anywhere. And it's all about collecting different things, putting them in your cup, and then seeing what the smell is, and having it change as you go along. Can you see that? That's better, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can see.
So here we have some dandelion leaves, or dragon's tooth, as they used to call them. Does look a bit toothy, doesn't it? And the most important thing for smelly cocktails is scrunching them up. So you have to be happy to get your hands covered in the sap of the plant. So I'm scrunching this up like this, really, really scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. Put it in the cup, and then
We need smelly vision, don't we?
yeah, we do need. Oh yes, we do need smelly vision. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have a sniff, and obviously that smell. Everybody knows what dandelion smells like. But I'm going to change that now. So I found some sage in my garden.
Oh, that will be nice. That will
yes.
be a nice addition.
So I'm going to really scrunch and squeeze that. That's the most important thing. It's something everybody, small people tend to forget this. They get so excited about putting things in their cup, they don't scrunch. And scrunching is important. So I can already smell that sage. That's just going mad there. So we scrunch that up, and I might use a stick to stir it up. Small people tend to really like that. Stir it up and have another smell. And it's absolutely gorgeous. This is one of my favorite activities. Have a sniff.
Yeah.
I've been doing these for what seems like hundreds of years, and that's still one of my favorite activities. Dandelion flower, that can be scrunched, popped in, same thing. So, oh, and I found, I've forgotten the name of these. Hilary, what
A flower?
Yeah, it's a garden.
I can't really, I don't know.
It's fallen off the tree. I've forgotten what they're called.
It's not a magnolia, is it?
That's it. No, might be, yeah, magnolia. So fallen off the tree. So that's going in the smelly cocktail. Oh, that's really interesting. Actually, I've never used that before. Scrunch it up, stir it up, and have a. That's beautiful now. And then you can share your cocktails with each other. Have a, you know, don't just make one, maybe take a few cups, and everybody makes a different one, and you see all the different smells, and you can talk about the plants as you're doing it, and you know, maybe try and identify some even, and talk about why they smell like they do and stuff like that. So yeah, again, it's another nice little activity. I tend to use that one if I'm doing wild birthday parties, because it's nice to get everybody in a circle with their cocktails, and then we all have a sniff of each other's, and then we do a little sort of celebration, happy birthday thing for whoever's party it is.
Yeah, that's super nice. I really liked that, because I had some herb Robert that's just started appearing in my garden. I didn't even realise it had a smell, but it's very nice, actually. Very nice.
Yeah, it is really interesting, isn't it? It's a new way. What I really like about it is we don't use smell enough, I don't think. And I think, you know, as long as you don't wander around with your nose in the air and fall over, it's good to use your nose a bit more often, really. anyway, that's that. So these are all things that you, like I've said before, you can have all these little bits of equipment in a small bag. It doesn't take much to do, and it's not difficult to carry around. They're all lightweight as well. So let's have a look. What are we on now? Oh, should we do some bug hotels for our gardens?
Yes, that sounds really lovely.
Are you trying that because of the echo?
Yeah, does that helped a little bit? I think it might have done. So hopefully you can all hear me okay.
I don't, was there, is everything okay with the echo?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I
Yeah.
think we're all fine. Pop in the chat if you've stopped being able to hear us, but I'm fine with it, Lesley. Yeah, yeah.
Cool, that's great. So, bug hotels. I'm sure people have seen the sort of made ones that you pay a lot of money for in garden centres and what have you. And you may have made quite big ones with a wildlife trust, even sometimes wildlife trusts do events where you can make your own bug hotel. Well, these ones are bug hotels in a cup. So again, going back to our Smelly Cocktail cup, you can use an old picnic cup, or you know, anything that you can recycle is good. And what you do is, I shall just put this down again. I've collected all sorts of bits and pieces here that I know, well, that we know probably, don't we, that bugs like to hibernate in, keep warm through the winter, or nesting even. So I've got some, these are alder catkins that are all dried, so alder tree catkins. These are the stems of hogweed, and if you can see, they've got holes in for the creatures to creep into and keep warm. Then a bit of old dried grass, some bark, and all you do is, I'm going to put the grass in first because it can go in the bottom like that. Fill your cup with your bits and pieces. You can get really creative with this and make patterns with them. I'll put some of the older catkins in now. Bark going in.
And insects are just going to love that, aren't they? Just a nice cozy spot.
Yeah, I did this activity before the lockdown. It would be autumn last year with a group, and we did lots of extra ones, and I brought them home and left them on my decking, which is out of the rain, decking at the back of the house, and they're absolutely full. I've got not just a bug hotel, I've got a bug, I don't know, it's a housing estate basically out in the back of my house. So that's the hotel itself. As you can see, you can cram a lot more in here. You know, I've only just done little bits to show you. And what I often do is I trim off the top so it's nice and neat on the top. One last thing with this, which just is a bit of an added thing, is to decorate it, because you can, and because we like a bit of creativity. I try and encourage people to do a bit of drawing. I've got permanent marker here. Obviously with permanent markers they're better to use for this, but obviously you need to be careful. I'll just get another colour with clothing and things like that. You see, I'm sort of just drawing on here, and you can see the decoration. It just adds a little bit of excitement for the bugs.
So you need to hang that somewhere sort of dry and out of the wind.
Yes, good thinking. Yeah, not out in the middle of the garden, under cover somewhere, and hanging it is a really good idea. I hadn't thought about that. I just pop mine around, but yeah, you could hang it on at the back of, you know, wherever is suitable, because what you don't want is the rain to go in there, because then they'll all drown. Ooh. Which won't be very nice. Let's not. That will
let's avoid that.
Yes, let's avoid that. So that is your bug hotel. What time have we got? Do you want one last thing, or are we going? What do you think?
Yeah, let's have a last. Have you got a nice? Oh yes, that looks great. I want that.
I forgot we were going to do this last time, and I put this down to do this time, and we nearly didn't do it this time either. Oh, my tomatoes are falling off. My fake tomatoes. Okay, so I'm sure, well, presumably people can guess what this is. It's supposed to be a plate of food, and I call it wild food. So all it is an old paper plate or something similar, or you can use recycled or plastic picnic cups if you're going to do it, plates if you're going to do it regularly. You can just keep using the same one. I put some double-sided tape on it, or you can use Pritt stick as well, just so that your bits and pieces don't blow away in the wind when you're making it. That's one of the worst things that happens, is the wind takes everything away with it. So on here, oh dear, everything's falling off. I've got some like wood chip things here. That's supposed to be, I'm kind of veggie vegan-y, so that's like that pretend chicken, corn chicken pieces. And these twiggy bits are supposed to be spaghetti. And obviously this is definitely salad, isn't it? I'll just stick another piece on there so that it stays. And these here, this is, I was thinking that might be cauliflower. These are the flowers off, or they were the flowers from an ivy. Looked a bit like cauliflower when I picked them. And my berries that I was using as tomatoes have kind of got a bit dry, so I picked some more, but they're a bit tiny. And I'll stick those on. So those are supposed to be tomatoes. So that's your
Looks
wild. And what you can do is you can, you know, what's your favorite meal, or, you know, what should we have for tea tonight kind of activity, and try and find the plants that suit the food that you're thinking of and stick them on, and then you can take them home and share them with people, what have you.
Yes,
brilliant.
I've made
I like
salad
it.
and chips.
Oh, watch out.
For a healthy
Oh, that's
balance.
great. Brilliant. Well done, Ellie.
Great.
Amazing. So I think that brings us to the end of today's event, and hopefully gives you lots of lovely ideas that you can go out and enjoy and get really creative. If you do make any of these things, we'd love to see them. So please please do share them with us. You can tag the Lancashire Wildlife Trust on Facebook. So please do that. And are you on Facebook as well, Lesley? Maybe people can share with your Facebook group.
Oh no, I don't have a Facebook group.
No worries.
So, but I'll keep an eye on what comes up on yours.
Yeah, we'll share that. Well, I'll share them with you if any come through. And so yeah, with that, I just want to say a huge thank you to Lesley. That was really, really fun. This will be available on our YouTube, and the first Play Wild event that we did is already up there. So if you didn't manage to make the first event, there's even more wildlife activities to enjoy. And yeah, I hope that you all enjoy the rest of My Wild Garden Week. As I say, keep an eye on our Lancashire Wildlife Trust Facebook page for all sorts of things that you can be doing in your garden or on your balcony or whatever space you have. There's lots of things that you can be doing to help wildlife. And so, yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, Lesley, and thank you, Hilary, and thank you everyone who joined.
Yeah, have a great day. Thanks, Lesley.
Yeah,
Bye.
thanks. Bye.
Bye.